Okay. Hi, Visha, is it?
Yes.
Hi,
Hi.
Visha. How old are you?
Oh, that's my daughter actually.
Oh, yeah. No, I meant to talk to her only. Parents, I
That's Arya. That's Arya.
Oh, hi Arya. How are you?
Good.
Good. Awesome. Are you excited?
Yes.
Have you thought of any questions you want to ask authors? This is a great time to write your questions down.
No.
Okay.
Arya. Yeah.
Keshu, Arya, can you mute yourselves, please?
Yeah.
A lot of people are coming in now.
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who are joining, who have just joined, just so you know, I, Aditi, am the host, and we have a co-host as well. Amanda is her name. You can find any of the other authors you can reach out to as well if you have any questions. But when any questions are to be asked, you have to ask them to me, the host, so that I can ask the author, because the authors will be busy reading their books. Yeah. Just open up page. Okay. Does anyone know how many authors are reading books today? Can anyone show me the number? 5, 15, 50? 5? Yeah? Who else? Who else can I see? Akshita, if who's gonna guess correct? Let me see who's guessing.
Hi, my son's taking a nap, so I'm here for him.
That's fine. The authors hosting in this event, we have decided to write author in front of our name so that the kids can approach us or ask us any questions during the event after your reading. So if you have just joined, please make sure to do that. If you do not know, there are 3 small dots in front of your name. Yes. Try putting author in front of your name, Amita, so that it's easier to find for people.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. I am so excited, guys. There's so many of these ladies I'm meeting for the first time. Yay. Okay. We're going to give 5 more minutes. Thank you for your patience. We're just waiting for a few more people to join. And if anyone has any questions, this would be a great time to start off the event. So Amanda has put in the chat, if you guys can see a pop-up, that pop-up is where you can ask questions to us.
Can we ask where all our kids reading are joining us from?
Yes, of course, please. Neha, I'm muting myself. Neha is asking where is mute.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Neha. I actually live in Texas. And right now I'm joining you guys from Norway. Actually, I'm here with my family. And funnily enough, this book over here, Meet Buckley and Kaysen, I'm actually traveling with my nephew Kaysen right now. So this is a real dog and a real boy named Kaysen. But yeah, that's where I am right now and where I live. Would love to hear about all the folks joining where they're from. And it is 9 p.m. in Norway, and the sun has not set. Oh, I'll have to take out my background, but the sun sets here at like 9:30. So amazing. Aria and Siona, where are you? Where do you live?
No, now you can speak.
We live in San Ramon.
In California, you have to tell the
We live in
state.
California.
Wow, I used to live in California. And oh, actually, I'm not reading that book today. I was going to say, and then the book we'll be going to California, but not in the book I'm reading today. In this book, we go to California. This one, we're keeping it pretty local to Texas. Any Texans on here? Any other Texans? Oh, Avian, I see there's a Texan in the house.
Can I speak? It is cool because it sets at late 9:30 in the place where you live.
That's right. And you're actually, let me just take off my background for a little bit. And so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is just the Airbnb I'm staying at, but look at that. And it's 9 o'clock and it's going to be sunsetting soon. But yeah, it's very pretty here. And for the Californians, if you've ever been to Tahoe, it reminds me a bit of Tahoe from that perspective. I'm going to put my virtual background so you can see my books and that way you know where I am. But yes, Avian, very cool, right? Well,
Yeah.
but also there are some days here I've heard where they only get 3 hours of sunlight. So that's a different kind of situation.
Oh, okay.
And Avian, where do you live?
I was born in America, but my family was born in India.
Oh, wow. And where in America are you now?
My little brother, who's outside the door, is also born in America.
Wow.
3 years old.
How old are they?
I'm 6 and he's 3 years old.
3 years old. Wow, you're such a big boy. You're 6 years old already.
Yeah, and this is my 7th year.
Your 7th year of reading books. You're so lucky.
Next month is my birthday month. It's on September.
Whoa. Well, next month we should get together and sing you happy birthday then. That would be fun. That's great. All right, so we know Arya is here from California. Oh, I don't think I caught where Avian is from. I know he was born in America. So we got that.
Where from? Where do you live? Can you tell?
Where?
Say Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona is where I live.
Wonderful. So a lot of West Coast representation here so far with our kids.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you. Thank you, Avian. And Tanya, if you don't mind sharing, where are you joining us from? I think Tanya's still on mute.
Someone else.
From somewhere else? That's right. Or maybe she's also in Arizona. We don't know. Anybody from New York?
Go. Say it.
Yeah, border.
Aryan, why don't you tell them? Kahan se ho aap? Kahan rehte ho? Tell them in English because not everybody knows Hindi.
Yeah, borders.
Where do you live? New York?
New York, I live.
New York, I live. Come here.
The island. Wow. Okay, very
No,
cool.
New York, New York, New York.
New York, New York. I mean, New York
But
is
fun fact, he was actually born in Norway and we lived in Norway for 3 years.
Whoa, what a
Small
small,
world.
I love the coincidence. Very cool.
Hmm.
All right. And I see Aditi dropped a question in the chat if you want to take a look. She asked, what do all the kids enjoy most? And in particular, if you have a favorite book, drop it in the chat. Just type it out if you can, or ask your parents or whoever's helping you to type it out for you. Aditi, I'll pass
Actually,
it
this
back
is
on to
something
you.
I want the authors to share also, your favorite books, so that the kids know which were your favorite books growing up. So let's do a round of that and then we can begin. Neha, why don't you start and then I'll move on to the other authors in the group.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I remember, okay, gosh, I feel like my memory is like, it's like going back to maybe my young adult years. And I read this British author named Enid Blyton a lot as a child. I think some of you, actually, maybe not, because if you've seen the movie or the show Naughty, The Adventures of Naughty, I think that cartoon is based off of one of Enid Blyton's characters. So her name is spelled Enid, Enid, and her last name is Blyton, Blyton. And I was born in New Delhi, but I grew up in the Middle East in Doha and Dubai. So that's where I was exposed to a lot of Enid Blyton books. And should I pass it on to, should I just randomly pick somebody here?
Yes, yeah, go ahead and then we can start.
All right. Why don't I pick on you, Amanda?
Okay, I would say, yeah. Well, what's my favorite story? I grew up in Taiwan. It's in Asia, and we have a lot of classical Chinese stories, but there's something very similar to like a Pinocchio. So that's a very fun story. It's like an adventure, like a Tom Sawyer, kind of a very naughty kid. And maybe because I was very naughty, I particularly really loved that story. But as we grew, then you realize everybody can be very curious about a lot of things, and everybody can be really interested in different things and things around us. So I think actually it's a very good story, but we need to always make sure we have the good friends and we can talk about different things. Just like being here, we're going to listen to a lot of stories, and that will be a lot of fun and learn from each other. Yeah, it's an adventure. Yeah. And then should we popcorn it again?
Let's go to Brunella.
Yeah, here we go.
Ciao, everyone. Hi, everybody. I am Brunella and I live in Florida, but I was born and raised in Italy, southern Italy to be precise. And so just like Amanda, my favorite book was, well, in her case, it was similar to Pinocchio. Mine was Pinocchio because Pinocchio's story is original to Italy and it was written by author named Collodi. And the little coastal town I grew up in actually has this tiny little house on a lake that legend has it that it was the house of the fairy in Pinocchio. So I grew up in the same small coastal town where the fairy in Pinocchio lived. And that was one of my most favorite stories. However, I also have to say that, and this bothered my mother a little bit, because I would read books, so many books, plenty of stories, but then there was just something I didn't quite like. Maybe it was a detail, maybe it was the ending. So what would I do? I would take my pencil and I would erase the words, and I would write another type of ending, or I would change the detail in the book. Now, my mother at the time, she was a little upset that I wrote in a book, but now she understands that I guess it was my way of letting her know I'll be an author one day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was so fun to learn the little fact and about you, because that's where creativity is born, isn't it? Creativity is often quite messy. Okay, moving on to Geshu. Really quick, which book do you like? Which book did you love growing up?
Oh, hi everyone. I was born in India, in Bihar, Patna. And let's see what books, my fond memories of reading books was actually novels by Perry Mason. How many of you know that? Detective stories? Yeah. I think my father actually really enjoyed them, and he used to have a lot. So I really used to get lost in those, love those Perry Mason detective stories. And nothing comes close, even the series now and movies, but it just doesn't give me the same feeling of reading those all from the novel growing up.
Nice. Great. And who's next? One second. I can't see half the people. Amita, yes. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I can go. Yeah. So I was born in Garden Grove, California, and I actually live close to Aria and Siona in Dublin, California right now. And I loved the choose your own adventure stories. Those were always really fun for me, where you get to decide how the story ends, and then you go back and see, well, what if I chose this other one? You know, how did that story end? And also the Giving Tree, it was just one of those stories that's just timeless, from, you know, this tree that just keeps giving and giving from toddlerhood all the way through adulthood. And just so many lessons in that. And the pictures are great as well. So those would be the two that I liked.
Nice.
Mhm.
Jermaine?
Hi, everyone. So my favorite book, I actually have it here. It's falling apart, but it's called The Secret of the Nim. And it's about these rats who become intelligent and they take over the farm. It is one of my favorite books. Why, I don't know, but like you, I also wrote in my books. I was born in California, but my family is from Trinidad and Tobago, which is in the Caribbean. And fun fact, I actually grew up in parts of southern Italy. So small world. I've lived all over, and I'm just really excited to be able to share our stories with everyone here.
Wonderful. That's so nice. And I think that's all we have on lineup today. Coming to me. I am Aditi Vardhan Singh. I'm Indian by birth, but I was born and raised in Kuwait. And I am your host for this evening. This afternoon. This is the KidLit Fest, which has authors from around the world with multiple cultures, with multiple stories, coming and sharing their beautiful books with you. The wonderful, wonderful kids that have joined us. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. I will kick off the event by reading from my book, Amaya's Two Worlds, and I'm hoping to be able to share my screen. So if you cannot see it, please leave a comment in the chat box and we will resolve it. I apologize in advance for any issues that happen or any technical difficulties, because this is the first event that I've put together. So there are bound to be a few glitches, but let's cross our fingers. Here goes. Can everyone see the screen? Awesome. Amaya's Two Worlds, written by Aditi Vardhan Singh, illustrated by Noor Al-Shalabi. Fun fact, Noor is from Jordan, so this is truly a labor of love from around the world. I have loved working with Noor. She is amazing. This is what I truly believe and what the book is about. It is to have a strong sense of self-acceptance, know that you belong everywhere, no matter where you have been or where you are now. What if no one understands me? Amaya asked her mom. Don't worry, beta. Everyone speaks English. The doors flew open and people came rushing out, welcoming them. So this Amaya and her dad and mom have just landed in India. Wow, this is my first wedding, Amaya smiled, looking around. Mine too, Amaya's cousin Vaishali laughed. Everyone was happy to see Amaya and her family visiting India after so many years. The house hummed with the sounds of prepping, cooking, and decorating. Amaya's mom was right. Everyone spoke English. She didn't need to talk in Hindi or Marathi at all. On the day of the haldi ceremony, Amaya's mom said, try talking in Hindi once in a while, beta. Amaya nodded. What if someone made fun of the way she spoke? She wondered. Later, everyone put turmeric paste on Vaishali and the groom. The conversation switched between Hindi and Marathi. Amaya tried to join in, but was nervous. What if I say the wrong thing? Amaya went to the market the next day. I lowered the price of items by bargaining with the shopkeepers in Hindi or Marathi. Amaya observed, it's like a superpower. I wish I could do that. Imagine getting stuff really cheap. When she returned home, her cousins called her to play Kho-Kho, but all the talk in Hindi made the rules hard to follow. Amaya asked, can we please talk in English? Don't you understand Hindi or Marathi? Cousin Dev asked. I understand Hindi, but we speak English at home, explained Amaya. You aren't Indian, right? So you don't need to anyway, Dev said. Amaya's face fell. What he's right, sorry, was he right? Was speaking in Indian language what made a person Indian? Later, Amaya asked her mom, am I Indian or American? I answered, you are who you want to be. What do you think you are? Her mom's soft kiss left a red mark on Amaya's forehead. She thought about what her mom had said, but did not have an answer. Amaya wiped away the red mark and added a bindi to her forehead. During the Mehndi ceremony, Amaya took a henna cone and started making a design on her hand. You did this so well, exclaimed Nani. I practice every chance I get. The older ladies began singing folk songs. Amaya sang along. You know these songs? Vaishali asked. Mom and her friends sing them during festivals back home. After, when the cousins were playing rummy, they've asked, what do you love about America? Amaya lit up. All my friends, the beach and the theme parks during summer, and the falling leaves and Halloween during fall, the pinks and yellows during spring, and the white during winter. Diwali, Holi, Easter, Christmas, Hanukkah. Sounds like you really love your life there, Dave teased with a grin. I like it here too, Amaya whispered, but no one heard. That night, Amaya couldn't sleep. At the Sangeet ceremony, Amaya's cousins insisted, perform with us in the groom versus bride competition. But I haven't practiced with you all, Amaya worried. Vaishali smiled. You learn Kathak. I'm sure you can follow along. Have fun, yaar. Amaya had a great time dancing with everyone. Everyone cheered her on for a solo performance too. On the night of the wedding, Amaya admired Vaishali. You look like a royal princess. She then ran ahead to see the Bharat. The groom looked like a prince too. Amaya enjoyed the Jayamala fun. She was clever enough to hide the groom's shoes in a place no one could have guessed. After Vaishali left for her new home, everyone went back home sad. Why is everyone so sad? Amaya asked. Everyone will miss having Vaishali around here. She is a daughter and a sister, but now she is also a wife, daughter-in-law, and sister-in-law. A person can be so many things, Amaya thought. Amaya sat in her room that night and thought about all the things she loved about her life. It gave her an idea. Can you see all the things Amaya loves? The next morning, Amaya gave everyone cards to cheer them up. What wonderful cards, Amaya, Nanu said. This is so sweet. That night, while Amaya played Antakshari, she called her mom. Ai, jaldi aao, aap bhi khelo. Mom, come soon, you also play. Everyone cheered out loud in unison. Wah! Amaya beamed. That night onwards, Amaya tried her best to speak in Hindi. If she wasn't sure, she asked for help. 2 weeks later, as they sat on the flight back to America, Amaya said, I am lucky to live in two worlds. Her mom smiled and squeezed her hand. Amaya looked out the window, excited to go back home. The end. If you enjoy this book, you can find the Haldi ceremony, the Mehndi ceremony, the Sangeet, Bharat, all explained in detail. Haldi is a part of the wedding where they put turmeric on the body. Mehndi is where they put henna or Mehndi. You'll see those black color that comes on the hand. It's beautiful. It can be done in multiple designs. Sangeet is where people sing songs, they dance, they have fun. Bharat is when the groom visits the bride. He's coming to take the bride to his home. And of course, there's Jayamala, where the groom and the bride, they put the necklaces on each other. And there's a Juta Chupai, where the bride's side will hide the groom's shoes. And then there's a Vidai, which is very bittersweet because the bride is now the groom's for life, but she also leaves her home. Did you notice that Amaya is a Kathak dancer? So Kathak is a classical dance, which is derived from the word Katha, meaning stories. So it's a wonderful way to depict stories. And there are activities that have been shown in the book, which are Kho-Kho, which was my favorite game growing up. I'm sure many of the Indian authors may have played it. Yes, Geshu's raising her hand. Antakshari, of course, no Indian party is can be complete if there is not, Antakshari being played, which is game where someone sings a song and then you end with a letter and then someone else continues. And then there's Rummy. All the rules of these games have been explained. And of course, the book ends, which is a little about me and a little about Noor. Okay. Thank you so much. You guys are such good listeners. Thank you. Once again. Okay. So does anyone have any questions for me? Wait. I am going to, I can't see the kids actually. Any kiddos have any questions? Okay. Yeah, you can ask. He's whispering. You want to ask something?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Okay. So
I can just ask on behalf of my kids because my elder was whispering in my ears and he was very excited to see Hindi being read or said in the book because he speaks Hindi, and it's always very nice when he recognizes that there are other people also know and speak in Hindi.
Yeah.
And when you were reading some words in Hindi, like, oh, there is Hindi in there. I could hear that she also knows Hindi. So he was very excited for him, like whispering in my ears about it. So, great story, by the way.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. I forgot to introduce myself before starting because, of course, I'm very excited for the event. I am Aditi Vardhan Singh. I have written 10 books so far. 5 of them are for kids. The rest are for adults. There are 2 books for parents who want to raise their kids to have a global mindset. There is 1 fictional book, which is for anyone looking to see a new perspective on Indian culture and how the Indian thought has evolved over the years. It's a great chai time read, I call it, because you can read a story with your chai or coffee and you'll be done by the time your chai or coffee is finished. And of course, the children's books are extremely close to my heart. They are called the Sparkling Me series children's books. They are books that help kids see that they are not what they look like, they're not what they seem, they're not what language they know, they're not what maybe culture they are from. They're all of it, but most of all, they're choices they make and the talents they hone. So every book has one aspect of life that is decoded, and everyone understands that. I hope by the end of the book that yes, your all the rest of those things are part of your identity, but your identity is mainly shaped by your talents and the choices and your kindness and how beautifully you see others. I call it books about acceptance of yourself and those around you. There are a lot of information about the book on my website called raisingworldchildren.com. A little about my journey. I started as a blogger in 2007. I went from being a blogger to a freelance writer to founding Raising World Children, which started off as a collaborative platform for parents who want to talk about issues they're dealing with in their daily lives. Where raising kids is concerned. And we've grown into a publication that publishes books now. And I'm glad about the kind of books we are publishing. Feel free to check out the site for fun printables and things like that. I think that's all about me. I have 5 books lined up for 24, 25, and I hope to see them come out soon. And I'll keep you all posted about it. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can always email me on Raising World Children or my personal email ID. Next, we have up Neha. Yay. Neha, please introduce yourself. And will you be reading from a book or will you be sharing your screen?
I will need to share my screen.
Awesome.
So whenever you can give me access. In the meantime,
Yes.
I'll introduce myself.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Hi, all the young readers. My name is Neha Shah. I have 2 books that I have written so far. One is Meet Buckley, Buckley Se Milo, which is a bilingual Hindi-English book. And then the second one that came out earlier this year is called Meet Buckley and Kason. It was the sequel to the first book after you've met Buckley. Then you get to meet Buckley's friend slash brother, Kason, who is also my nephew. The reason why or what inspired me to write Meet Buckley was because, as I think many of the authors here have talked about, it's really important to have books that represent our culture, our languages. And one of the challenges that I saw, and this was 4-ish years ago, was when I was looking for a bilingual book that was that was something that my nieces and nephews who, don't speak Hindi, and then their parents don't speak Hindi either. Like, how can I make it easy for them to follow along, but then also learn some Hindi words around the way? So instead of making it like an instruction book, because we read plenty of instruction books in school, and we don't want, we don't have to read too many school-like books at home when we're having fun. So I try to make it more fun. But you know what? I'm going to let all the young readers here be a judge of that. And then I already shared this at the beginning. I live in Texas, and you may or may not see some references. You'll see some references to this in the book as well. So I will jump right into the reading. And for all the kiddos online, I look forward to having you join along as well. Okay. I'm trying to find I thought I shared my screen and then I lost it. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to try this again. There we are. Aha. Guessing everyone can see Buckley sitting on the car. All right. And who do you think this is? This green shirt wearing person? Any guesses? Any guesses, Avian, Arya, in case I'm forgetting your kids' names, if they're still around? Well, it's me. It's me, Buckley's mama, and this is Buckley's daddy. So we'll find out more. So it's gonna go down here. All right. So meet Buckley. Buckley say Milo. And meet and Milo are in blue. So now you know that the Hindi word for meet is Milo. All right, so now you're Meet Buckley. Look, he's wagging his tail. Can you see him wagging his tail? A little bit wagging? Because he's a happy dog? All right, he's wagging his tail. Buckley lives in Austin. Buckley, Austin mein rehta hai. Austin is a city in Texas. Austin ka shahar Texas mein hai. So does everyone know how to say city in Hindi now? Can I hear the word for city?
Shahar.
All right, look at that. We got a new word in. Okay. Look at that. Isn't Buckley having a lot of fun with the other dogs? So much fun. All right, so let's see what the book says. Buckley likes to go to the park. Buckley ko park jana pasand hai. Buckley actually drop this for you.
No, that's okay. I'm going to make you
An
co-host.
email.
It says make host. Amanda, it doesn't let me make co-host though.
So when you go to participant and go to Neha and then click on her name and make co-host. Let's see if it's
Only
going to work.
saying make host.
Yeah.
There's no co-host option.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I noticed
so
that too.
go to the participant and then you will see Neha's name, and on the side panel, just to click on her name, there's like a little of thing, kind of like a more
No.
area, and then you should be able to make her the co-host from there.
No.
Yeah, this is the exciting part about doing things live. So I'm so happy to have everybody here with us. So, you know, the journey, right? Storytelling, and this is the story. You can tell people what happened. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
let's
I'm
see
making
if it will
Neha
work.
host for now, and
Co-host.
yes, no, it's not letting me do co-host, so we'll just get back on track while it's
Oh.
recording, and we'll let. Though, does anyone know where it stopped recording from?
The problem is if
I think it
But-
stopped recording right as I started.
when you
because of
switch,
that.
yes,
Okay,
because it's
alright.
supposed to recording on your device or your computer or on the cloud. So that's the situation. So when you switch, it will stop.
Oh, okay. So then,
So you're not able to make Neha
Okay.
the co-host.
then Neha, how about can you read from a book? That way, as we can avoid the situation.
I unfortunately did not bring a copy of the book with me to Norway.
I
It's,
see.
Okay.
Okay,
eluded me.
so
But
is
yes,
your book
Charmaine.
on Kindle Unlimited?
Charmaine has an idea.
So this is kind of my area.
Yes.
Defaulted and made you the host when Aditi was kicked off. So you have to make her the host again, and then she's able to make others co-host.
Oh. Okay, so Neha,
I'm trying to do that. Hold on. Let me make Aditi the co-host because it didn't give me the option either.
Oh.
And you have to make her the
try
full
again.
host. Make her the full host, and then she can add anybody as
Yeah.
co-host.
Okay. Oh, looks like it's recording now.
yeah, it is recording now. So
Oh, I
don't
see it's
know.
recording now.
Charmaine, will it keep recording or will it stop recording?
Actually, Aditi, I sent you a copy of the ebook if you don't mind navigating for me.
Perfect. It's on my
Yeah,
email.
that way we can because the
Awesome.
kids are like, what's Buckley doing? Where is he running to?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All
So-
right. Well, thank you for all the troubleshooting. I hope the kids remember where we were.
So if
I think Buckley-
anyone else wants the books to be read, then just email the book to me and I will navigate for you best. Okay.
All right. While Aditi is doing that, who remembers what running is in Hindi? All right, Arya and Avyan. Okay, Arya, go first, and then Avyan, you go after that.
Bhagta.
That's and Avyan, what do you think it is?
Bhagta.
I'm sorry, guys. Neha, you need to make me host. I am not host anymore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. give me a
It's
second.
saying that our host has disabled screen sharing. Kids, that's why this is why books are important. Paper books. Technical difficulties are fun. So many of my students, writing students, will ask me, why do we need to write on paper? Like, I'll be like, no, it has its own value. Okay, I have your book
Right.
open
So
here.
also, all right. And we were on the page where Buckley was running outside with his mom. Also, this break was good because I had a random cough shot. There we are.
Oh, are you better?
Okay.
Are you feeling okay now?
I am. I don't know what happened. I think I got really excited from all the technical things. Okay, so we read about this. So keep going down.
Do you want to quickly read from the beginning? Just like at least so we have one video to.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I
Okay.
feel like
All
with the kiddos,
Okay, fine.
we'll
Yeah.
I feel like with the kiddos who are here, they're in the
Okay.
story. So we
Okay.
already read this part, and I think the picture was where Buckley is running with me.
This one?
Oh no, keep further down.
I think the kiddos can vote. Is this it? Give me thumbs up, guys. Which one is it? Is it this page? No? Okay. Is it this page? Yes. Here, Neha?
Yeah, we just stopped that Buckley likes to run outside, and Arya had told us she likes to run outside too.
Okay.
So we finished reading this. So let's go to the next one. Oh, look at that. This is one of my favorite parts of the book, you guys. So, because this happened in real life, I have a picture of Buckley. And what's he doing? What's Buckley doing in this picture? Yes, Avia?
He's maybe sniffing a flower.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Shania, what do you think he's doing?
Sniffing the rose.
Yep, he's around the flowers. Anything else anybody else noticed? Shall we see? Okay, let's scroll down. What's it saying? Sometimes Buckley stops. Kabhi kabhi Buckley rukta hai. Buckley smells the flowers. Oh, I'm gonna give everyone a second here. What's the Hindi word for flowers? It's on the screen based on the color. Does anyone want to guess? All right, we got Shania again. Do you want to try, Shania?
What?
The word for flowers?
Oh,
Fulo, yeah. And Avian, do you want to try too?
uno.
Yay, oh my gosh. And I know it's got it too. You're being shy, but this was such a good attempt. There'll be more chances. So yeah, Buckley phoolon ko sukta hai. He says hi to the butterflies. वो तितलियों को hi बोलता है. All right, let's go to the next page. Oh, look at that. Looks like Buckley. Do dogs sit on chairs? Do they sit on chairs, you guys? But Buckley does. Other dogs don't, but Buckley does, right? All right, so let's see what's happening in this picture. In the afternoon, Buckley and his dad go to the coffee shop. दोपहर में Buckley और उसके पापा कॉफी की दुकान जाते हैं. The people at the coffee shop are very nice. कॉफी की दुकान के लोग बहुत अच्छे हैं. They give Buckley snacks. वो Buckley को खाना देते हैं. All right, that's fun. We like places that give us snacks. Let's see what happens next. All right, we're going to switch to the next page. Oh, look at that. Hey, why is Buckley not wearing a seatbelt? This is a naughty dog. He got some snacks and he forgot his seatbelt. Do all the kids wear their seatbelt in the car? Who wears their seatbelt? Very good, because you don't want your parents to get in trouble, right? And it's safety first. All right. So today, Buckley is sitting in the car. What's the word for car, you guys? Any guesses based on this? Shania?
Gari.
Gardi. And I think, Avian, I saw your hand go up too. What's the word for car?
Gari.
Yeah. How'd you guess? Because the same color and color of your shirt, Avian, orange?
Yeah.
Look at that, matching orange. Oh, and I'm wearing orange too. We're all matching. All right. So, आज Buckley गाड़ी में बैठा है. Where is Buckley going? Buckley कहाँ जा रहा है? So we're gonna pause for a second. Any guesses on where Buckley is going? Anyone wants to guess in the chat or speaking out loud? All right. Why did you put in the chat where you think Buckley is going? Oh, Shania, you want to say out loud where you think Buckley is going?
Dog park.
Or you can put it in the chat and let's see who gets it correct. So all the kiddos, ask your parent or whoever is helping you to put in the chat, where do you think Buckley is going? All right. And then as the answers come in, we will see who is correct. Okay, so let's continue reading the book. All right, so looks like Buckley is outside the coffee shop. Is Buckley going to the coffee shop? We're going to find out. Let's see what it says. Is Buckley going to the coffee shop? क्या Buckley कॉफी की दुकान जा रहा है? No, he is not going there. नहीं, वो वहां नहीं जा रहा है. All right, let's go to the next page. So no coffee shop. Anyone guess coffee shop? Oh, okay. Looks like someone, Avian, you guessed park. He looks sad. Let's look at the next page. What does it say? Is Buckley going to the park? क्या Buckley park जा रहा है? No, he's not going to the park. नहीं, वो park नहीं जा रहा है. Okay, well, where is he going? Let's see what the next page is. Oh, that's one sad puppy. Buckley is upset. Buckley dukhi hai. Are you upset for Buckley too? I mean, that's a little sad. Where are we going? Where are we going? Buckley wonders. Hum kahan ja rahe hain? Buckley sochta hai. All right, let's see what Buckley's doing now. He's wondering where he's going. Let's see what the next picture is. Oh, Buckley fell asleep in the car. Does anyone else fall asleep in the car? Anybody else takes naps in the car? Yeah, I think we all take naps in the car because Buckley is tired. Oh, Avian, you wanted to say something?
I sleep in the car if the ride is too long. I sleep after 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Wow, that's very precise. 1 hour, 30 minutes. Okay. Well, looks like Buckley might be taking a long car ride too because Buckley is tired. So looks like Buckley's at someone's house now. Oh my gosh, who is this? Let's find out. The car stops. Buckley wakes up. Gaadi rukti hai. Buckley uthta hai. Wow, Buckley's at his grandma's house. Wow, Buckley apni dadi ke ghar pe hai. So someone guessed house or home. So I think they were correct, Shania. So Buckley went to his grandma's house. All right, I think we got the last page now. Looks like Buckley's sitting with grandma and all his cousins and friends. Aw, Buckley is very happy. Buckley bahut khush hai. Buckley is with his family. Buckley apne parivar ke saath hai. Buckley loves his family very much. Okay, last question. What is the Hindi word for love, everybody? All right, who else wants to guess? We can say it out loud together. All right, Shania, Avian, anyone else? And Arya, want to guess? What's it? Let's go, let's hear it.
Pyar.
That's right, it's pyar. It's the one in red for hearts. Right, Shania, what did you guess?
Prem.
Pyar, yeah, it's pyar. It's the one in red. So Buckley loves his family very much. Buckley apne parivar ko bahut pyar karta hai. And the end. Thank you all for participating and reading the book with me. Oh, and yes, we have an Instagram page. Follow me on Meet Buckley on Instagram, Facebook. Our YouTube is not that active anymore, and TikTok occasionally, but definitely Instagram. And feel free to contact me. I'll put my email. Oh, it's right there. meetbuckley@kutumvillage.com. And that's me. That's Buckley in real life. Aditi, if you don't mind zooming into the picture of the actual Buckley. So that is the real Buckley, everybody, real dog who goes running in the park, gets treats from the coffee shop. That's a day in the life. Any questions for me? I don't know how much time we have. I see Shania's hand is raised. Happy to answer any questions. Oh, Shania's hand is on. Avian, your hand is on. Yes, Avian.
How much more time do we have for the story time?
Oh, Aditi, do you mind answering that? Oh, you're on mute.
No, you can't hear me because I'm mute. Thank you so much, Neha, for your wonderful reading. I will request all the authors to please limit your reading time to 15 minutes or less. Thank you, Amita, for jumping on next. I am so excited to have you because Raksha Bandhan festival is coming up and you have this wonderful new book that has just come out. Thank you, kiddos, for joining. Bijal's iPhone has just joined. I hope there is a little kiddo behind it. Liz, sorry, I said Liz because Liz is on my mind. Amita, you have the floor. Would you like me to read? I'm not sure if you sent me the book.
I
Oh.
sent it to you.
Okay.
If you are able to, when
Yes.
you view it, if you could do the 2-page spread instead of the 1-page spread, because some of my illustrations, if you can't, I also have the book. So
1 second. Let
I can
me.
show you how to do that once you
Perfect.
get to the
If you can
PDF.
show me how to do
Okay,
stuff, I'll do it.
Okay, perfect. Let me, do you want me to go ahead and introduce myself and then we can get started with the story?
Perfect. Wait 1 second.
Okay.
Why am I not the host? Why don't need to make you the host, but I need to share my screen. Yeah. Alrighty. If you can just tell me how to make it a 2-page thing.
Yeah, so if you go to view on the top of that PDF.
I don't have a view. I have a. Oh,
Maybe those.
yay!
You see it?
Oh, shoot. I
Okay,
wish
and
I
then
had known this for
it-
Neha's thing.
So
This
it
is
should say 2-page. Yes, perfect. So if you could just leave it there for 1 second while
Perfect.
I'll go ahead and just tell you a little bit, kids. My name is Amita and I write books about festivals, so cultural festivals. When I was growing up, I was born in California. I didn't have any books that my teachers read in classrooms. And then I became a teacher, a 3rd grade teacher in LA, and I was still waiting for these children's books to come about our culture, and I couldn't find any. So the books that I write, your teachers can use in their classrooms, your parents can go in and read them in classrooms. So I always tell parents, it's so important to have parents go in and read these books to their children's classrooms because it gets them really excited about it, and it helps them feel like that sense of belonging that I never felt inside a classroom. I felt like I belonged in a different way at home and a different way at school. So it kind of helps with your bicultural identity. I also write books about social and emotional well-being. So I write books about the brain, and I'm just going to pop up my books really quick. So you guys may see this on Amazon. It's called Brain-Based EQ. It looks at emotions and how to deal with your emotions. This one has a lot of tricks for your life hacks. If you have problems with friendships, peer pressure, things like that. I have the Diwali book, and the books come with lesson plans that teachers can use in classrooms. I have the Holy book that's going to be a giveaway later. And then I also have the newest book, which is the one I'm going to be reading to you, Shanti and the Knot of Protection. And so I'm coming out with more, definitely in the future, but we will get started with this one today. And before I begin, does anyone know what bodies of water are around India? Like there's 3 bodies of water, but does anyone know one of them? And you can use the chat feature or raise your hand. Avyan, I see you have your hand up. Yes.
Ganges.
Ganges is the river that flows through, yes. And then what about like around India, like the peninsula itself? Like there's a couple bodies, if you know any of those, but great job, yes. And so we are going to read this story, but I'm just giving everyone a second to think about that. And to just think about, what is the capital of India, the population of India, the national bird. Think about all of that because it is a very, very large country. So 1.4 million people. We see the peacock is a national bird, and we're going to go ahead and get started now. So Shanti and the Knot of Protection, a Rocky story. My illustrator is at the capital of India, which is in Delhi. And Aditi, if you could go to the next page. And then just scroll down a little bit more. Yes, thank you. And so I wanted just to start with that map of India and to show you that Bay of Bengal, the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea. And this is, if you see here, we're going to be talking about Shanti's queendom near Rajasthan, which is where the palaces are. Has anyone been to those palaces, the beautiful palaces in India? And then we have Raj's kingdom, and you're going to also look at Asura's kingdom today. So let's go ahead and move down, and we see that ship on that map. And so what we're seeing here is that hundreds of years ago in India, there lived a young princess named Shanti. When she was only 14, her parents voyaged to Lanka. Sadly, they encountered a terrible storm and their ship sank. And so there's Shanti, the young princess. And if we can scroll down to the next page. When Shanti's parents died, she became one of the few queens to rule in India. And at only 14, this made her the youngest queen in India to have inherited a kingdom. As the new queen, Shanti made an announcement. I will lead my new queendom according to 4 greatest values my parents have taught me, she said. Strength, curiosity, community, security. Okay, so she has become the queen and is now ruling her queendom. Okay, and we can scroll down, and there is that beautiful palace. Shanti's queendom was secured by the 4 pillars, one in the north, one in the east, one in the south, one in the west. She named each pillar after one of the 4 values, believing that these values would guide her in making important decisions for her queendom. Okay, so we're going to think about some of those values her parents taught her because they're not with her, but she's thinking about them. So the first one is the north pillar, which is a pillar of strength. So all the kids, I want you to think about how you stay strong with your bodies. To make her body strong, Shanti often challenged herself to long runs. After long runs, she often would say to herself in the mirror, I am strong, I am brave, I am courageous. So this is really important to take care of ourselves physically. And so she was doing that to be a good queen and rule her queendom. Okay, next page. Shanti knew it was especially important to be a strong leader because of the evil conqueror Asura, who was trying to take over territories that had precious gems. Shanti's queendom had the rarest diamonds in the world, red diamonds, which were kept secure below the palace. And if you research red diamonds, they are hard to find. There's only some places in India where you can find these. Okay, so Asura knows this. Now, the east pillar was a pillar of curiosity, which Shanti had plenty of herself. If someone couldn't find Shanti, it was often because she was in the library trying to find an answer to her favorite question. Why does it have to be this way? This question always led her to new discoveries. And so if you look at her bookshelf, you can see that she has so many different, she has like a Russian doll, a globe, a telescope. And so I want us to think about what represents us, what's on our bookshelves, and how does it represent who you are? The south pillar was a pillar of community. After Shanti's parents died, her uncles and aunts came together to help raise her. As a ruler, she wondered to herself, why don't the other kings and queens come together like this to help one another in case of an attack? So I want you to think about who you can count on, right, in your life. With this in mind, Shanti set off one day on her horse Tufan. She traveled to the closest kingdom where she met with King Raj. Shanti was determined to create an alliance and boldly asked, if Asura invades my queendom, can I count on you to protect us against the evil Asura? In that moment, King Raj realized that if Asura invades Shanti's queendom, his kingdom's going to be next, for his kingdom has valuable blue sapphires that were hidden away in a cave. When King Raj agreed to Shanti's idea, she tore a piece of her sari and tied it to his wrist. As she tied it, she proclaimed, this is a knot of protection. This knot is a reminder of your promise to keep my queendom safe from any threats. King Raj agreed and replied, yes, this knot represents my promise to protect your queendom. And here comes the battle scene and the knot of protection coming through, right? As Shanti expected, Asura soon came to invade, and Shanti flashed a light from her south pillar, the pillar of community, signaling to King Raj that she needed his help. King Raj immediately prepared his army and protected Shanti's queendom. We can go to the next page. Okay, and it wasn't until that day that King Raj came to her aid that Shanti truly understood the importance of the West Pillar, the pillar of security. After King Raj came to her aid, Shanti decided to set aside one day every year to honor that knot, the rock of protection, the Rakhi, that had signified the promise she and King Raj made to protect each other. Today, Rakhi is a celebration that honors the special bond between siblings, cousins, friends, both near and far. They celebrate their bond each year by tying a Rakhi, exchanging presents, and eating sweets. Okay, boys and girls, there's a little bit more about the Festival of Rakhi here, and when it happens, which we know it's going to be happening very soon on August 30th during a full moon period. If you want to scroll down a little bit more, I just wanted to show the kids that this story is actually based on a true story that happened in historic times with Rani Karnavati and Emperor Humayun. And so Rani Karnavati needed help. She was going to be attacked, just like in the story with Asura, and she reached out. And she was able to get help from the Emperor Humayun to help, and she did send him a Rakhi for protection. And then there's other historical stories that also were weaved in. We can scroll down. There's a list of words. Yeah. Like the word Asura actually means demon. Tufan, her horse, means storm. And she stormed off on her horse to go get help. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, this year in my house, we're actually making Rakhi. So we're braiding embroidered thread. And if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see that you can also make personalized Rakhis with beads of the names. And today I want us to know that it's not just about brother and sister, just like in this story, this queen reached out to a king. And so anybody that you feel like that can protect you is someone that should get a Rakhi from you, really, to represent that bond that you have. And so sisters are tying it on sisters, brothers to brothers. My daughter is mailing it to her cousins. So it doesn't have to be just people close to you. You can mail them to people further away. So I just wanted to take this time, you guys, to say happy Rakhi. And I hope you celebrate with your families. And I hope you celebrate just feeling safe, secure, loved, and protected. All right. So any questions?
We have time for 2 questions. Any kiddos have questions, or I will ask Ms. Neha a question from our submitted questions. Don't be shy. You can ask anything about Raksha Bandhan too. Oh, nice. Okay. So Neha, I'm sorry. Amita, I had a submitted question. What did you learn while writing this book, writing your particular book? Was there something that you were like, it could be a lesson in publishing or even about the festival itself?
Yeah, I learned a lot, actually. I didn't know the story about Krishna and Draupadi and how Krishna had hurt his finger on sugarcane, and then Draupadi came and cut off the sari and then tied it onto his finger. And so I used that in the story. I didn't have it at the back of my book, but I did, because again, some of my stories are for schools, and I try not to mix the religious aspects into it. Yeah. But I did include it in there. So she did cut off her sari, and she tied it like a Rakhi. And I learned a lot about medieval time periods and just those territories like Rajputana, like where the kings were, the Marathas, the clans. Wow. And yeah, and then the story of Karnavati came after the story of Padmavati. So it was around the same area and region. Oh, okay. So I just really loved learning a lot about the medieval times, the Mughal architecture. We used a lot, my illustrator researched a lot of like the Taj Mahal, Hava Mahal, in Rajasthan. She looked at Jain temples, the battle scenes. So all of that we tried to really look into and research the medieval time period in India to make it accurate.
Thank you. And did you hide any secrets in your book? Was there any symbolism? I know the bookshelf is one. Is there anything else?
Well, so the girl in the orange, it took us a while to figure out our modern day pictures. We wanted to kind of tie this into modern day. And this is my niece actually in this story.
Okay.
So people that know her, and this book is dedicated to her. She's an only child. She lives in Paris. And so she thinks of my children as her siblings. And so she doesn't say she's an only, she says, no, I have brothers and sisters. And, so it was really dedicated to her. This is a boy that actually comes to our celebrations here. So this is a picture of some cousins in Southern California. So I think like just within the story itself, we had some celebrity pictures that we looked at for the two sisters that were tying Rakhi here. We did kind of model this off of Queen Padmavati and that storyline. So you may notice, the parents may notice, maybe King Raj looks a little bit like Shahid Kapoor.
Oh.
So let me just show you the King Raj.
That's a film actor. For those who do not know, that's a film actor.
Yes. So
we have some new entries.
Yes, so we see that here.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next, we have, oops, okay. Brunella is still here, right? I can't see her. Oh, yes. Sometimes I have the gallery view and sometimes you can't see. Thank you so much, Amita, for that wonderful reading. Brunella, you are up. I have your book. Just give me a second to download it.
What is this? Aditi, oh my God.
Thank you so much. And I have to say, I'm learning so much in this KidLit Fest. I'm loving everything that I'm learning. Thank you so much, fellow authors, for sharing your wonderful stories. My name is Brunella, as I've introduced myself before. As you already know, I'm from Southern Italy. And today I will be reading passages from my book, A Stroke of Magic, The Dinosaur Woman. So A Stroke of Magic is a book series that follows the adventures of three children. We have twins, Italian-American twins, Alex and Ella, and then we have their Afro-Panamanian friend, Lila. They go visit, they spend a lot of time at Discovery Casa, and you'll soon learn why. But in Discovery Casa, there's an incredibly talented artist who paints beautiful paintings, but there is a mischievous paintbrush who is also magical, and he makes these three friends jump into a painting off to an incredible adventure back in time. And the reason why I decided to start writing A Stroke of Magic, the book series, is because I wanted to really make sure that children learned about the historical truth of so many important figures whose names have been lost to history, perhaps because they were women and they were not given the credit that they deserved, or perhaps because they were immigrants and they were marginalized. So my book series aims at shining a light on historical figures who've made an impact and whose discoveries have truly shaped the world. But unfortunately, for one reason or another, history has forgotten about them. So in book one, what you're seeing right now is actually, it's an exclusive cover reveal of book two. And book two will be about
I request
last
everyone to
Hawaiian-
please mute yourselves other than the author speaking.
Thank you.
Sorry.
And as I was saying, this is book two. It's an exclusive cover reveal. My publisher actually just sent it to me yesterday, so I'm super excited about this one. And book two will follow our three friends that you can see on the cover, along with Emmet, who's the magical paintbrush. And they will go to Hawaii to meet the last Hawaiian princess. And this will be book two. Going back to book one, as I mentioned, is titled The Dinosaur Woman. And this is the book that we will be reading today.
Are you reading the first book or the one that you sent me?
The one that, yes, this one, perfect. Yeah,
And
thank you
do
so
you want me
much.
to move to a particular chapter?
Chapter 1 will be perfect.
All right.
Okay, so chapter 1 is Discovery Casa. For those of you who don't know, casa is an Italian word as well as a Spanish word that means home. Discovery Casa in Vero Beach, Florida was a retirement home like no other. It had everything that its senior residents and their visitors could possibly need to have oh so much fun when they spent time together. The outside building was made of turquoise wood siding and a sign hung on the bright yellow front door that read, "Welcome to Discovery Casa." It took us ages to grow young. The lobby welcomed guests with a soothing ukulele melody of pling, pling, chicky, pling. Near the door, a wide variety of gumball machines, one for every gum, candy, surprise, sticker, toy, or tattoo anyone could wish for. A long corridor took guests from the lobby to the open-air plaza at the center of what seemed to be a whole other town, with its own arcade, dance room, library, pool, bocce court, and cafe, which had the best yummy pastries, muffins, and cakes for every occasion. The buttery smell of freshly baked croissants, deliciously paired with the comforting aroma of hot cocoa, was enough to make every person take a deep breath in, smile, and go, Framed by tall trees, the plaza had several park benches where guests and residents could sit down, chit-chat, and admire the fresh flowers around them before going over to their own casa. Every casa was so much more than just a room. It looked like a real casa, with the name of the resident it housed painted on the. It even had a porch with 2 rocking chairs that overlooked a small front yard. But what made Discovery Casa so unique was its staff, residents, and visitors, especially Alex, Ella, and Lila. And if we could move on to chapter 2, thank you very much, Aditi. Mama worked at Discovery Casa as a nurse, and they loved going there with her after school, even though they spent way too many quarters at the gumball machines, played in the arcade till their eyes hurt, and, alas, lost at bocce against the feisty residents. On a warm fall afternoon, Alex and Ella walked into the Discovery Casa lobby behind Mama, who said, Now, don't get into any trouble, you two." "Mama, we are 7 years old," Ella said. "We're big kids now. You don't have to worry about us." Mama smiled and gave them a kiss before starting her afternoon shift. "Race you to the game room," Alex said when their mama was no longer in sight. He took off before Ella even had a chance to sprint into action. He was a fast runner, so fast that she believed his feet had been genetically modified with some boosters or something. And as if it wasn't enough, Alex was a fast talker too. That boy could talk just about anything. With Alex already too far away, Ella decided to try her luck at the gumball machine. "Sweet!" she exclaimed when she saw her prize, "a temporary turtle tattoo." She ran to the bathroom, peeled off the plastic top sheet, slightly wet the paper, and with the know-how of a seasoned tattoo artist, she firmly placed her newest addition on her skin, next to the butterfly and the shark tattoos. After 30 seconds had gone by, she admired her beautifully decorated arm in the mirror and ran off to the game room to show Alex. "Look what I..." Ella stopped in her tracks when she entered the room and found the girl talking to Alex. "Oh, there you are," Alex said, looking at his sister. "Ella, this is Lila. She's 6 and is from Panama, but lives in Vero Beach like us and goes to the same school, only she's in 1st grade. Isn't it weird we've never met? Anyway, her grandmother lives here. Lila wants us to go meet her, and then maybe we can all go play bocce," he said without even taking a breath. "Hi," Ella said when Alex finally came back up for air. "What's that?" she asked, pointing to a book in Lila's hands. It's my discovery diary, she said, showing it to them. My cousin sent it to me from Panama, so I can draw and write everything I discover here in Vero Beach and show them one day when I go visit them. The light blue cover featured a black girl looking a lot like Lila. Is this? See, Lila said, happy that she had been recognized. One of my cousins drew it. Oh yeah, is that a tattoo? She asked Ella, pushing her big round glasses up to her eyes to get a closer look. Oh yes, Ella said, lifting her sleeve up even more to show off her turtle tattoo. Que bonito, Lila said, admiring it up close. Alex took one look at his sister's new tattoo and said, fun fact, a tattoo, or honu, in Polynesian culture is a symbol of health, peace, and longevity in life, among many other positive messages. Cool, Ella said, now even prouder of her addition. I love it, Lila said, looking at Ella. Thank you. It took a while to convince my mom that to let me keep getting tattoos, Ella said, admiring her artful arm. How did you convince her? Lila asked. I told her the truth. I want to express my inner world, Ella explained. Her inner world is quite different from mine, Alex said, smiling at Ella. Twins. Wait, you're twins? Lila said, her tone a bit louder than she intended. The twins nodded yes. But you don't look alike, Lila said. We know, Ella and Alex said in unison. If only they had a quarter for every single time people told them they didn't look alike, they would be able to play the gumball machines for hours upon end. Why were people so shocked to learn they were twins anyway? Did they really believe that being twins only meant looking alike on the outside? We're actually more alike than we seem to be, Ella said. I'm just a bit smarter than him, that's all, she said with a grin. Alex rolled his eyes and said, all right, enough with the chit-chat. Let's go try our luck at the gumball machines. Race you there! Then he sprinted away. The girls looked at one another. Ready? Ella asked. Set, go, Lila shouted, and they darted for the lobby.
Oops, I'm not mute. Thank you so much, Brunella. I would love to quickly just show the kids the rest of the illustrations in this book because
yes,
they are so cute.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, this is a chapter book, so I want you to tell the kids what is the advantage of reading chapter books, because I know the younger kids love their Dogman and their comic books and their picture books, which are all wonderful. But what are the advantages of reading chapter books?
Yes, of course. The advantages of reading chapter books, as you can see here from the book that I have, it's not that long, right? And the words are rather easy as well as a little bit complicated because it helps you build your vocabulary. But the story truly is an adventure, and the chapters are short, which means that you can take a break if reading becomes too much. The fun thing, in my opinion, about A Stroke of Magic, The Dinosaur Woman, is that at the end of the book, I put together, well, actually, my publisher did put together all the illustrations that you find in the book. And as you can see, they're black and white. So what I would love for you to do, and what I've had so many children already do, is to color the illustrations on your own and have fun, be creative. However, remember to follow some of the details I left here and there in the story, because, for example, if you were to read the story carefully, you'll know and you'll learn that we cannot use the color red for Lila's grandmother's dress, because red in Afro-Panamanian culture means bad luck. So we do not use color red. And once you have colored all of the illustrations at the end of the book, you can email them to me. My email address is at the back of the book. And the best ones are going to be displayed on my Instagram page. So I can't wait to receive your beautiful, creative illustrations. And also, if you're interested, you can go on my website, which is also in the back of the book, you can go on my website and you can become a free member of my Discovery Casa Club, which is where explorers and historians and creatives come together to learn more truths about historical figures.
Wonderful. Any kids have questions? No? Oh my
Don't
gosh,
be
I was such a curious child. These kids are so well behaved. Yes, Geshu.
I don't have a question, I have a comment. Very nice story, Brunella. Thank you for sharing. Interesting to note that red is considered bad color. And this is the beauty of like having a multicultural reading and sharing different cultures and different traditions, where you see people everywhere have sort of, like in India, red is considered is a color associated with wedding and beauty. And black is considered perhaps the with mourning and so it's just interesting to hear that and feel that, and that I think kids hopefully also take that. It's not just it's that we, even though we take one color or one object and make it differently in different cultures, it's really just about that colors aren't necessarily bad. It's just what people perceive as in different cultures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I was, of course, I'm not Afro-Panamanian, I'm Italian. So I really wanted to take advantage of the story and display this wonderful culture that I came to learn about. But because I'm not Afro-Panamanian, I decided to hire an Afro-Panamanian woman who helped me shape and truly respectfully portray their culture in the book. So she was the one who taught me, just like I've learned so much from all of you today, she was the one who taught me about the color red and so many other things that you can read about in my book. And in book 2, with the cover reveal we did earlier, so many things about Hawaiian culture. And there's plenty of Hawaiian language there too, because I also think it's important to speak languages that have been threatened by colonization. And that was the reason why I also hired what I call a cultural accuracy reader for both book 1 with the Afro-Panamanian culture and book 2 with the Hawaiian culture.
Wonderful. It's so important for representation to be done right. It's not enough to represent. It's important to make it count. Thank you so much, Brunella, for taking those extra steps to make sure the kids learn, but they learn the right things, not just your perspective of things. And what a wonderful chapter book it is. Next, we have Charmaine. She is, I have your book up, Charmaine. Thank you so much for joining. You are up.
Okay, thank you. And if you'll go ahead and while you're sharing it, I will tell everyone a little bit about myself. So I have lived and traveled all over the world. And like many of you, it's really important to me that we see ourselves as world citizens, learning and growing from other people. And my family's from Trinidad and Tobago, so we actually celebrate Indian Arrival Day because we are a mixture of so many groups and heavy Indian influences right there in Trinidad and Tobago. I have 29 books, 13 of them are children's books, and the themes around all of them around appreciating the differences, making us special. And so that's one story I want to share today. I'm going to ask, there is on the bottom there, from the second one from the right, it looks like 2 arrows going opposite of each other. If you'll select that on the little taskbar at the very bottom to the right. Here, one to the left of it. Oh, that one right there. Yes. Okay, so this is the cover for Sasha Smart. And like our previous author, this is a chapter book. These are 7 short stories. I like chapter books for the purpose of not just having short reads, but at the end of this, there is a vocabulary builder. Parents will like this. This will teach them how to expand their vocabulary at home by walking them through how to build a word wall and helping them understand the importance of learning new words and practicing them at home and at school. So we are actually going to go to page 22 for my favorite short chapter. I love this. I'll send you the link to make your own flip books. They make me happy to see it. I am going to be stealing this idea. Thank you so much. Of course, we are sharing together. What I like about flipping through it is you get to see some things in the meantime. And I'm going to read my favorite story, which I feel as though it ties in with the theme of today.
You said 22, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right there. Right there. That's perfect. Right. This story is called Beautiful Differences. The darkness of the basement made a shiver spider walk down Sasha's spine. She flicked on her flashlight and her eyes widened. Dust bunnies hugged the corners of the basement. It smelled of mildew, and the floorboards creaked as she explored the room. As she roamed through the room, something caught her eye. It was a world globe. She grabbed it from the shelf and took it to her room. In the light, she spun it slowly, noticing the different continents of the world and the hundreds of countries. She realized there must be thousands of different cultures around the world. And the next day at school, her curiosity about different cultures still gnawed at her gut. She gathered her group of friends after school, and they sat in a circle beneath the tree overlooking the football field. Sasha pulled out her globe. I found this yesterday at home, and I wanted to create a family tree, but for friends to show where each of us are from in the world. I'm Turkish, Anastasia said, brushing her brown curls behind her ear. She reached for the globe and found Turkey, that's how it's pronounced, pointing to it. It's the only culture in the world that is, and if you'll flip the page, considered both in Europe and Asia. Soccer is our most popular sport. My mother is from Istanbul. What's the best food in Turkey? Sasha asked, curious. The Iskender kebab or doner kebab. Anastasia said, it's grilled over an open fire. We also love drinking tea. Did you know Turkey has over 80,000 mosques? It's because so much of the population is Muslim. I'm from China, Kim said, showing the group on the globe. China has the largest population in the world of over 1.4 billion people. Vegetables and rice are the most common ingredients in Chinese food, but some people eat scorpions on a stick. You can flip it. My father loves soccer too. My mother is from Beijing, and every Chinese New Year, we eat dumplings. The Chinese New Year celebration lasts for 15 days. One of 12 animals represent each year. Scorpions on a stick. Sasha scrunched her face. Brave people. We also consider China one of the 4 ancient civilizations. Kim said, grinning with pride at her culture. China's history is over 3,000 years old. Kim passed the globe to Omar. He pointed to his country. I'm from Saudi Arabia. It's in the Middle East. Camels are still a special part of our culture and diet. My country still has a monarchy, which means we have a king. We also love soccer, and our culture is quite traditional, and they consider poetry the most important form of art. A famous dish from my country is called kapsu. It's a combination of roast chicken and rice. Finally, Omar handed the globe to Simon. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. It's an island, a part of the nation of Trinidad and Tobago, and it's in the Caribbean. We have over 100 mammal species, including monkeys and bats. We are known for our variety of seafood dishes, including curried crab. We love soccer too. Cricket and soccer are our most popular sports. Our culture is rich with music and dancing. So many people visit Trinidad for the clear blue water, and snorkeling and diving are a lot of fun. Sasha finished drawing each and every friend on our family tree. Look at this, she said with a grin. We have a lot of differences, but that's what makes us special. Each of our cultures are unique and beautiful. It seems like we're all connected, especially through soccer, Anastasia said. Omar grinned, taking the globe back and spinning it slowly. Unique and connected because we're all human. The end. Yes, soccer for the win. We all love soccer.
My daughter loves soccer. Are you reading another story, or shall I open the floor for questions?
We can open it for questions. I will tell you every word that that's a bit of a stretch for younger children from 3rd grade through 6th grade. It's in the back of the book to help them learn how to boost their vocabulary.
I just want to flip through this book really quickly for the kiddos, because I know kids love the illustration parts of things as much as their imagination. The little bit of illustrations help drive and define those, which is amazing. Just want to make sure they do that. And you said that, how many pages is it before I keep doing this?
There's 80 pages. So you
okay.
flip it
So
your
then
own risk at this
stop.
point.
Then I'm going to stop.
In that case, you stop.
But thank you so much. This was so wonderful to see this story, which is so wonderfully describes what this event is all about, celebrating our differences and bringing together the world, because it is so important to do that. Any of the kiddos have any questions about Miss Charmaine's wonderful book? Oops. How do I get out of this one? Okay. So I have a question. Did someone read? Okay. Okay, so I have a question for you. How did you decide to write this particular book? Because it has so many different kind of stories. So how did you decide what topic to write on for this book? What topics to write on? Sorry.
Great question. I always think of, so there's a boy version as well of this, but I always think of young girls and boys. What else do they need? Once you're past the picture book stage, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, we want to encourage their love of reading. There's the Dog Man series and all of these groups, but I really want to be intentional to showcase different characters and cultures, to really promote this idea of our differences are special. So each of the stories talk around anger management and controlling your stress, anti-bullying, being kind. There's some with science and chemistry as well, because we want them to grow to love others and to see our hair is different and is beautiful, and you wear glasses and I do too, and just kind of a lot of the parts of who I've become over the years, because I have friends of all backgrounds, but I want more people to see each other as different and great, and let's learn from each other, and tell me about the food and the sports that you have. And so it just kind of fell into many stories. So there's 7 stories. Each of them are about 300 words, just enough to spark interest, but not enough to bore any student reading.
Perfect. Wonderful. So you have 29 books written. I have this question that one of the kids submitted, and I found it was very cute, is that, do you Google yourself?
You know what? I actually do sometimes, and I will tell you why. Because sometimes we have names that are very similar to other people, and we want to know what's being said. Like, there is someone out there with my same name, just the last name Perry, not the Knights as well, my married name. And they do some things that aren't so nice. And so I want to make sure that whenever people see me out there, they see the nice things. People know me as being kind and writing kids' books and like just having fun. So I make sure I put things out there, but I do Google myself sometimes. But I don't tell people Google me, if that makes sense.
Because I found that question so interesting, because a lot of my kids' friends now know that I'm an author, and they all Google me. And because everyone has their laptop, and they'll be like, oh, your mom is famous. And what is famous in a kid's eyes these days is if you have like 1, 2, 3 pages, and all the pages have your mom's name. So they're like, oh, your mom is very famous. She's on the internet.
That's funny. That's very
so
funny.
Let's have some fun. How many of us authors Google ourselves? Let's be honest here. Okay, wow, that's honesty for those who do not say that. Okay, I'm just seeing if there's any questions. Kamapala has also said she does Google herself. You are going to be meeting some more amazing authors tomorrow. After this event right now, I am super jazzed because I am seeing such wonderful stories, and I am so excited for the answers that some of the authors are going to be giving tomorrow. Thank you so much, Charmaine, for your time today. Yes, Geshu. You're mute.
Sorry, just curious. I still have a reading to do.
I know.
Okay, good.
Don't worry.
I thought you were into thank you. Like,
I wanted to keep putting it out there, but I got sort of panicked with the time situation. So I wanted to keep bringing it up that we have an event happening tomorrow as well, and that you guys can check it out. because I was actually pumped right now. So I thought, I went with the flow. But of course, as Gishu has said, she is up next. I am super excited about her book because her book is, I think we have a few debut books today being shared. So all the kids here have got a very sneak peek into something very special, which is new books that are just about to come out or they have just come out. Thank you, Geshu, for sharing your book, and you have the floor. 1 second, let me mute myself.
Yes, thank you. No, this is a great event. Thank you, Aditi, for bringing it together. And it's so nice to actually see kids here active and engaged. So nice to hear all the authors. This is the last reading, so I'll try to engage it. But it's not available electronically. This is a board book, as you can see on the screen, and it has just arrived to me only a few days ago. And it will be available for buying on my site, brooklynbharden.com. This is a book you need to hold and feel and look at the pictures. It's an oversized board book, 8 by 10. So it's really large, great for newborn stages, and also multiple ways for people to engage with it, young readers as well as adults, irrespective of the cultural, the linguistic language background. A little bit about me before I start reading and tell you more about this. For the kids, my name is Geshu, and my publishing platform is called Brooklyn Bharden. Brooklyn is my home now, which is where I'm raising my 2 kids, who you will see in and out or have seen it. And Bharden is what you call a female native from Bihar, a state from India. So the platform honors my 2 roots. Bihar is where I grew up and where I was raised, and Brooklyn is where I am raising my children. So that's the name or rationale behind the name of the platform. And this is my first print publication and my first book. Also, my background is not in publishing world, or so it's learning curve for me. So this is my first read aloud before the book is read aloud before the book is launched. So you guys, this is a very exclusive sneak peek. I am excited, nervous. So if I fumble, please be generous in your feedback to me. This is a foodie's book. It's called My Heart Would Like Some More, Please. And you can see a bear who's got like saliva coming out of his mouth, and he's surrounded by some yummy snacks and food. They may look like something that you may have already seen or eaten. You might be familiar, or maybe not. Maybe you learn some new food from here, and it's a good book to try new different food. It's a good book for kids who know these food to see them in their books and share it with their friends. This book also it's a bilingual book, so it has Hindi in it, and Hindi, as some of the authors you've seen have also brought in their books. This is written in Hindi's original script, Devanagari script. And so if you are, just for the background, for those who don't know a little bit about Hindi, is that Hindi is actually the 3rd largest spoken language besides English and Mandarin. So it's the largest South Asian language, if you excluding China. So if this book hopefully piques your interest in learning a little bit about the font, and it's a phonetic language, so every letter has a distinct sound. So once you know how to read the letter, the script, you can read because you know the sound of it. I am trying to raise my kids as readers, Hindi readers and writers. And as you know, chapter books are also very important to sort of build on, read an actual script, so you can build on those, on your learning the language. Another thing I would like to say, before I go in, is that this will give you a sneak peek into 10 snacks from India. And these are some of my favorite snacks. It has a wide representation from across the country, but it's a teeny weeny sneak peek of it because you cannot possibly put India's cuisine in a book. That too in a bird book, as you can say. It is seen, and it's through an imaginary tea party where a hungry brown bear is coming, and the host is very generous. Besides the food, it also introduces counting from 1 to 10, and it also introduces important concepts such as mindful eating and balanced lifestyle with exercise. So it's a great book to start with newborns as well as for young readers who it has to discuss about food. And there's also a guide in here, which is really for people who are not familiar with the food or the language. And what it does is gives you a familiarity of the snacks that you are going to come across and also the name of the snack. So what I will do is I would love for you guys to join me. I'm going to break down the phonics of the name of the snacks, and I would love all of you to repeat after me. And I will also then say a little bit about what a description about that snack, and then you think about it, that how does that relate to you? Maybe it's something else that reminds you of that, maybe, and you can see the point is that the feeling of food is universal, and that is we can relate even though we are talking about different food, right? So we'll go with the guide first, and let's open your microphone, all of you kids, as well as authors. So let's start with, I'll say a description first. A spicy, steamy hug in a cup that wakes you up. What does that remind any of you of?
Chai.
Chai? What about else? What about you, Brunella?
Well, I'm Italian. I think of coffee, of course.
That's fine, but it's a hug, right? It's a steamy hug that wakes you up. It could be chocolate, hot chocolate for some kids. And so this in the book that is used to describe chai, hot soy milk. Yes. And this is great because the feelings are universal with the food, even though the item might be different from culture to culture, and that is what is also a point of this guide to introduce for the kids as well as adults. The second thing I'm going to describe that is in this book is a crispy triangle filled with spicy treats. Pop it in your mouth and feel the heat.
Samosa.
I'm hungry.
It's meant to get you hungry. The photos there are
It's about that
good,
time
right?
of chai and samosa. Geshu, you should have gone first, I think.
We're gonna finish it. The guide. I don't think I will read the stories because I think it's nice to just look at the photos and look at the story. But I'll go with the guide. I think it will be an interactive way to finish this thing off. Yeah.
Just a second. Since she's reading from her book, I would encourage all the viewers to please make sure that your speaker view is to speaker, not gallery or immersive, so that you can see her book properly and more visually. Otherwise, if it's in gallery view, you will not be able to see the book. All right.
Good point. Thank you, Aditi.
I'll mute myself.
Thank you.
I'll come back when the food questions come.
But that's the triangular, crispy, filled with spicy treats. It could also remind you, if I wouldn't say triangular, I would imagine kids could relate that who don't know samosa probably with empanada, or you could relate that with what shall I say? Hot pockets. Hot pockets, rectangular, right? So but in this book, that is meant for samosa, and the triangle tells you the shape of the snack and the crispiness. The third snack in this is very special. It's a regional snack from my state, Bihar. So actually not many it's very popular. It's very regionally popular, but not many in India would also know who don't come from that region. So it's actually a very good also book for people to get to know different snacks within India for people who share Indian heritage. So I'll read the description that's in here for it. A sweet, crunchy disc that's perfect for a snack attack. Just watch out or you will eat the whole stack. Think about whatever it reminds you. It doesn't have to be the snack that I have. That's the point.
It reminds me of, I don't know, Sata. It's a, you deep fry, it's a whole wheat thing. You deep fry it and you have a bite, you can't stop eating. My mouth is watering.
I feel like
very bad. I am sorry, kiddos. This is not nice to say to anyone, but when someone makes you really hungry.
I'm glad it's dedicated to foodies. This book is dedicated to foodies. So
we all know which category I fall in.
All of us. Okay. But any guesses? It could be a cookie. Could be cookie, a sweet, crunchy disc that's perfect for a snack attack. Just watch out or you eat the whole stack, right? It could be a cookie. But in this book, it's a tekua. Tekua. Can you try saying it? Tek, like heck, tekua.
Tekua.
That's right. Good job. Good job, Amanda. Yes. It's a tekua.
What does it look like? Do you have a picture in there?
I do. Looks like this. It's actually made of whole wheat and it's fried, but I would call it fried cookie. And it has some really ajwain. I'm trying caraway seeds. It's very popular in Nepal, actually. Nepal, Bihar, and UP. So Nepal is a country very next to India, and Bihar and UP are one of the two largest states of India, and it's very popular there. And my kids, my mother, who my kids call Nani, they live in India. Yeah, pitta. I see somewhere. Yes, it's also called pitta somewhere.
That is Janan of Global Bookshelves. Thank you so much, Janan, for joining. You guys should check her books out. She is wonderful, and it's very nice of her to drop in and support everyone. Thank you. We have Pitta in UP also. UPMP.
Pitta is UP also, but pitta is something. It's savory. This is, I believe, right? Pitta is savory. This is sweet. I call it fried cookie. The story I was telling is my mother makes tekua, and they are called. They are very hardy in the sense they can last for 3-4 months, and not get spoiled. So she's actually made it and ship it to us, and my kids here love it. So we open a package, we get tekua. I'm still learning how to make this. I would love to learn how to make this and make it for my kids, but for now, my mother makes them and sends it over all the way from India, and we love sharing it with our friends and neighbors here. Moving on, let's go to the fourth one: a twisty, twirly snack that's fun to eat. You will never be bored with this tasty treat. What can you think of? Twisty, twirly snack that's fun to eat.
I know the answer. I'm not saying.
Twisty, twirly.
Salty? Is it sweet or salty?
Come on, guys! All the adults are taking the point.
Just go for it. But in this book, it's salty, but it's. What can you think of for twisty? Huh?
You being the salty one? Sorry, I misheard. I thought it was
no. So it's like, go for it. What do you think of twisty, twirly? Could it be a pretzel? Potentially. Something. That's a twisty, twirly. Have you heard of jalebis? That it also could be jalebis. What about you, Amanda? Is there something twisty, twirly in jalebi, baby?
Yeah. In Chinese culture, there are also so many snacks. So my brain is like going to different places. So this is great, very inspiring, especially when I'm hungry.
Oh, I'm glad to hear. It's actually originally in this book, that twisty twirly snack was meant to be jalebi, but I changed it to, because jalebi is very popular, and I wanted to bring out some regional snacks of India, which you don't see in the mainstream sort of books, because they and it's muruku. Muruku. Can we say that? Muruku.
Muruku.
Goo, yeah, shabash, chakri. That's right. Neha. It's also called chakli. Yeah, and it's also known. Some snacks are known, similar snacks known by different names in different parts of India. Funny story about murukku. My kids, when they saw murukku in this book, they wanted to try it, and that because they haven't had it before, and they were like so excited to try a new snack because they found it in this book. And yesterday I went to a Lakshmi Puja, a South Indian Lakshmi Puja in my neighborhood, and there were some friends there who loved murukku, and they do not come from India. They do not have Indian cultural heritage, but there's a little boy who loves murukku, and I cannot wait for him to like find his favorite snack that he has found through his friends to find it in this book.
Wonderful. Yeah, Sharmeen has shared that they call it kruma. I hope that I'm pronouncing it correct. So in their culture, they have something similar called kruma.
Kruma, yeah. It's also called chakli, as like somebody also mentioned, different name.
Yeah.
Next one is a slice of bread dunked in batter. Many names, similar food. Thank you. A slice of bread dumped in batter and fried. It's crispy, gooey, and not at all healthy, but oh so divine. What do you think? Could it be?
Bread
dumped in batter and fried. What does that remind you of?
Bread pakoda.
So pakoda is
Neha said
fritters.
rubbery.
Pakoda is fritters. Generally, that's like the generic name. If you have fritters, that would be a generic Hindi name for pakoda.
Fun fact for anyone else is if you take anything and deep fry it with gram
batter,
flour, it becomes a fritter. Its identity changes, it becomes a fritter.
Yeah, it's so this one, there are different kinds of pakodas, different kind of fritters, right? You have onion fritters, or you have veggie fritters, veggie pakodas. This one is bread pakoda. I don't have the photo on the on the cover, but I'm gonna find you. It's also rectangular looking, like this.
Neha
Look at this bear looking like, ooh, how much he wants to eat this. He's
Neha's
like,
answer was rubbery.
Rubbery, yeah, interesting.
Rubbery, then I think rubbery is then dunked in milk, is sweetened milk, right?
Yeah, and it's sweet. Yeah, but and that's why the point of this guide before starting the story is actually to get people think about food in like shape or taste or how it is potentially made or what feelings it evokes to point to the universal feeling of food that we all feel, irrespective of whether we have tried it or not, or it's something new to us. The next one, the sixth, we are on the sixth one, and there are 10 of them. The sixth one is a fluffy, soft bread that's perfect for scooping. It's so delicious, you will never stop drooling. A fluffy, soft bread. It could be hard. I mean, think about it. Fluffy, soft bread. Go for it,
naan? Naan?
Close, very close, very close. Very close. You can see it here. It's actually kulcha.
Oh,
kulcha is different than naan, and I thought instead of using naan or paratha, which are so popular already in the mainstream, I wanted to introduce kulcha to kids and to everybody because it's coming from the north, from Punjab state of India, and it's made slightly differently. It's made with all flour, I believe, and you do not need a hot tandoor to make naan that you actually do for naan, and it can be made at home. So and my kids sometimes they see this and they're like, "Ooh, looks like pancake." It does look like pancakes, doesn't it? And it's funny how food can also look the same, but may taste differently, it may sound differently, but it would evoke the same feelings in the kids everywhere, right?
Yes.
So it's culture. I hope you will learn more about it when you get the book, or the point is to spark your curiosity and go on your own adventure and exploration with this. The next one, seventh one, is a round, sweet ball of joy that melts in your mouth. It's a perfect treat for any time, east or west, north or south. A round, sweet ball of joy. What does that remind you of? What food?
I don't know, but
Chocolate.
seeing that you're going in tangent, I would say rasgulla.
Good. It's a good guess. What about you? What from other food cultures or food that reminds you of a sweet round bowl of joy? Ferrero Rocher, anybody? I mean, that's like my go-to round chocolate balls. Ice cream, tamarind candy. Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Again,
Ferrero.
that's really interesting. I'm going to try that out. That sounds good.
Yeah, in this book, it's actually very conventional. Laddu. I call them chocolate balls. In Norway, yes, they're, I know, what are they called? I'm forgetting the mochi.
Laddu.
Mochi is also a very good guess in terms of like, the sweet ball of joy that melts in our mouth. In this book, it's a laddu. I wanted to have laddu. Laddu is a favorite
Yes.
sweet food of
Neha
all of
gets
us.
correct.
Yes.
She gets a special shout out. Well,
Cool.
Deshu, thank you so much. I will have to wrap this up because we are at 5:01. Any last
Let
words?
me just finish up with
Yes.
3 more. Can we do that? And like,
let's do one more because I'm sure the kids are also tired. They've been
it is pretty long.
since
I agree. It's
3 o'clock.
been
Yeah?
5.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll finish up with the last one. A crispy hollow ball filled with spicy water. Pop it in your mouth and feel the flavor.
Oh, pani puri. Or there are many other words. Come on, guys.
There are, and this one
You
is
should
called
pitch in with this
Golgappa. This is what Google made. Google did a doodle on it, a game, which is really to introduce the world to the world of Pani Puri, Golgappa, Puchka. That's the name of it. And this one is called Golgappa. I want to show you the picture of it.
Oh my gosh.
It's yum. All right,
Ladies,
guys.
whoever has participated in this, I am inviting everyone to my home for this because I love hosting and I love this delicious snack. Thank you so much, Geshu.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I hope you
Wonderful.
enjoyed it.
Yes.
Again, this is great for introducing also Hindi and it's great for young Hindi readers also because there are concepts of mindful eating, numbers, and some easy structured conversational Hindi for kids to read and parents to start talking to their kids in it. Thank you so much.
No, of course. And your book can be bought at?
It could be bought at I'm still figuring out the logistics of shipping. It's currently on my website for pre-order, Brooklyn, Biharn, BIHRN.com. I see Arya showing a book to us. Looks wonderful. Is that your book, Arya? Can you tell us about it? Would you like to tell us about it? I think you're mute,
You
Arya.
can unmute yourself.
I only show pictures.
Oh, it's beautiful. What does it say? Arya's first book.
Arya's first book.
Wow.
Yay!
That's nice.
See, mine first book too. I'm so glad. That's how we all start. Good job.
I know. All the kids who have joined, feel free to draw something and send it to any one of us, and we would be happy to all of us share together. Of course, it goes without saying, we love encouraging young talent. So make sure to reach out with us, reach out to us with any questions. Make sure you check out the event tomorrow. We have so many wonderful authors. And of course, please take a minute to go through all the links Amanda has shared. She has taken extra efforts in putting together all the links for you. Thank you so much. And what a wonderful event this has been. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And of course, all the authors for hosting. I really appreciate you and your time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will stop recording now. If I can find where the button is.